3 things you probably didn't know about the Ju-87 Stuka dive bomber. First, the dive method. When people think of the Stuka dive, they usually picture rolling over into a dramatic, inverted dive. But here's the truth, that was mostly from propaganda footage. In actual combat, however, most pilots used and prefer the nose-down dive because it was more practical. Faster target acquisition, less drift, and safer, especially in formation. Plus, the Stuka's air brakes and automatic dive system recovery were literally designed to force a plane nose down, making the whole process smoother and more automatic for the pilot. Yes, you might argue about negative Gs, but pilots only experienced about 0.3 to maybe 1 negative G for a short period of time, so it was tolerable for the human body. This isn't to say the half-roll or inverted dives weren't used at all, they probably were occasionally, but by skilled Stuka pilots. But for the average pilot, the nose-down dive was the most preferred method. 2. The ability to jettison its gear. Some late variants of the Stuka, specifically the D5 variant, had explosive bolts on its landing gear. This allowed the pilot to jettison the entire undercarriage in an emergency, enabling the aircraft to make a safer landing in a field or on water. Without the landing gear down, the plane could skid along the ground or water more smoothly, reducing the risk of flipping or crashing hard, significantly increasing the pilot's chances of survival. And third, the Stuka is a night dive bomber. The Stuka wasn't just used during the day, it also flew night bombing missions, but these only happened under perfect conditions. Attacks were timed specifically between the first quarter and beginning of the last quarter of the lunar phase, only when the moon was up from moonrise to moonset. Their main targets were naval and coastal. Ships were ideal targets since they clearly silhouetted against the moonlight, making them easy to spot. Stukas would dive at 30 to 50 degrees on ships and at 70 to 80 degrees on coastal targets. They usually flew along the coastline for easier navigation, as flying over the land at night made it almost impossible to find or hit targets. Inland, visibility and orientation were just too difficult.